Everybody's favourite time, snow foam time. We're all ready for Japfest now. Look at that gleaming. Ooh. Alright boys and girls, welcome back. So you join me today in my summer house at home. My summer house is a bit like a dumping ground really. But this is where I normally keep anything that I don't want to bring up to the yard. So, for example, my cleaning stuff to clean my car. So, today we're going to be cleaning the EP3. And just a bit of an idea of what I normally do. I normally clay bar and wax the car. But since I only done that about a month ago, I don't really need to redo it again. So, I'm only going to do about the first half of it. So, I will quickly run through what my process of cleaning my car is. I kind of laid out basically the general idea of what I do. So first of all I start off with this Wonder Wheels cleaning. So I'm sure as a lot of you have seen, this is, you spray this on the wheels and then it turns into this kind of like orangey colour. Or purple colour rather. And then you just kind of wash it off. And then after I've done that I will jet wash the car. And just get all of the kind of like surface dust and surface dirt off the car. And then you do your perfectly, or rather the favourite bit that everyone likes doing, and that's the snow foam. So this is Auto Gleam snow foam. I didn't normally use this, I normally just use the shampoo. But the shampoo is like £40 per bottle. And there's not that much in it, so I decided to get this because this is what it's actually made for. And then you leave that sit for about 5 and 10 minutes just to get all of the contaminants off. And then you do the good old trusty double bucket method. So I have 2 of these green buckets to start off with, but the problem that I had was I didn't have a grip guard. And technically this isn't really a grip guard, it's just to well, it is a grip guard, but there's this other one where it's kind of got like a little flap that comes up here, and that's where you rub your mitten off. But I normally just put this on the side like that, and then I just rub it off like that rather than having it down there like it's meant to be. So alongside that, I actually put this shampoo in it, Auto Gleam. So my girlfriend's parents actually got me this because they know how much I wash my car. If I can get it out. This is kind of the big bottle that you get, and you don't actually need to put that much in when you're washing the car, only about I don't know, 2 or 3 kind of glugs we'll say. Once I finish that I jet wash the car again, and then I would dry it off. So that's the process that I'm going to be doing today, but every about 3 months after I wash it down, I get some clay bar, and I also get some kind of like fairy washing up liquid in this little spray bottle, and then I spray this on the car, and then with the clay bar you go up and down, and what that does is it actually gets the contaminants out that are embedded in the paint, and then I finally finish with some wax. So the best thing about wax is once you've washed the car, you see all of the scratches that come up on the clear coat. And the way that you know if the scratches in the clear coat not gone down to the paint is if you get some water and spray it on it and the paint and the scratch is gone, that means it's just a clear coat. So what this does is it kind of obviously polishes the car and makes the paint come out more. But it also fills in those gaps so any surface scratches kind of disappear. And another positive of using this is it kind of beads any water that comes on it after. So it's not as good as something like ceramic coating, but it kind of does the same thing. This is the jet wash that I have. It's just the kind of cheap one that you get from Halfords. That's the actual, all the information on it if you wanted to have a look at it. So now that I kind of explain it, I have to move some of the cars on our driveway. So normally we have my mum's car, my sister's car, and then my car. So what I'll do is I'll move my sister's car and put mine in the middle, so I kind of got more room to film what I'm doing, and it will look a lot better really. So yeah, hopefully you enjoy. So we're going to start with giving the car a quick once over, and I'll give you an example of what that kind of takes off. So you've got the famous bird poo there, that will come up with the first wash, and then you've got other poo down here which will come up with the touch wash with the mitt. So give it a once over wash and then we'll start on the wheels. Right, so I don't know if you can tell, but this is how you can tell that the wax is still good, when it's kind of like beading like that. Normally it would just kind of like curl up into patches, but they're not really showing that well. But yeah, now let's move on to the wheels. So with this Wonder Wheeler, what you do, or Wonder Wheels, what you do is just spray it on and wait for it to turn purple. And then you just leave that for 5 to 10 minutes and you're all good. So while we're waiting for that to go through, what I like to do is to get the snow foam ready. So I've let that soak now for about 5-10 minutes. It actually hasn't turned that purple, which means it's not actually that dirty. So that's a good thing. So now I'll just wash that off, give the car once over because it is quite warm and the water is evaporating. Just give it once over and then it's time for the snow foam. So now that the car is all wet, it's time to get the snow foam out. So the idea with the snow foam is you don't want it too thick so it doesn't drip down. So what it actually does is there's like a chemical inside it and it lifts out the contaminants and then it kind of slowly brings it down to the bottom where it can just be washed off. Everybody's favourite time, snow foam time. Roll the montage. So I've let that snow foam set in now for a good 5 minutes. You don't want to leave it too long, otherwise you'll get these sort of stains here. So now that we've got all of that off, it's kind of cleaned it up a lot, but as you can see we still have these sort of streaks which are left over from the snow foam. So now what we'll do is the touch wash, which is with the mitt, the 2-bucket method, and then that will get rid of all of these, and then after that wash it off with the jet wash and then dry it, and then that should get rid of all of these. So now that we've got all of our buckets out, we're ready to work on the car. So what I like to do, or what I normally do, is I do the top half first and then go around the car, and then once I've done the top half I then do the bottom half. The reason for that is generally the car is cleaner above, so if the car is cleaner above you're going to have less dirt in your water when you're washing it. Oh, and another thing I wanted to add, when you're washing your car you want to pick one direction, so you either go forward and back the whole way, or we say up and down on the sides. And the way that what you do in doing that is you only have scratches in one direction, so you see them all from one way, and you see none of the scratches from any other direction. Just a little tip for you. So now that we've done the top half, let's do the bottom half. So I've gone around the whole car now, and I've done, we'll say, top and bottom. Now I want to quickly show you a few places that people forget to wash. So the first place is under the wheel arches here. The other one is inside of the door. As you can tell here, this is where it's been washed, and you can see all the dirt and the dust on that side. And the last place, although it's relatively similar to inside the car, is around this kind of edge here. So now that's all done, it's time for its last wash with the jet wash, and then you can get all of these marks off with the jet wash, and then after you jet washed it, you just dry it straight away, and then we're all good. But what I use is these microfiber drying towels. I've got a couple of more up there just because the car is obviously too wet. So I've dried the car off now, it looks a lot better. I put a few clips in here. And the next thing we need to do is finish off with some window cleaner. Very simple window cleaner. You just give it a and then, no, in all seriousness though, you just spray it on like that, genuinely rub it down, and it kind of all evaporates itself. I'll see if I can get a shot of it. No, I can't. But yeah, it kind of evaporates itself after it's been cleaned. Plug. And that's it now. Now that I've done the windows, it's all nice and clean. Oh god, my hair's a mess. But yeah, so that's me cleaning my car. It doesn't take that much time once if you're not clay barring it and waxing it. So I think that took about, what time is it? Took me about an hour and a half maybe. It would have probably only taken me an hour if I wasn't recording, but yeah, it's looking a lot better. We're all ready for Japfest now. Look at that gleaming. Ooh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But yeah, so I've got Japfest this weekend, I think it's gonna be. So yeah, it's all clean for then, and yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching, see you next time.